Welcome to Old Nurse Knows. I'm Claire Kettler, Old Nurse, here to offer practical information about health, resources, and encouragement for you to improve your own physical, mental, and spiritual health. I've been privileged to be with families as their baby is born or their loved one is dying. I've seen frightening injuries and incredible recovery. I've spent years studying both medical and nursing topics. Own your health. You can be in charge. Hit the subscribe button. Check out my website, nhnursehealthcoach.org. Leave a like, leave a comment. I'd like to hear from you. Today's topic is The Infinite Line, Episode 12. Today's quote is from James 1:16 and 17. Do not be deceived, my beloved brethren. Every good thing given and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shifting shadow. The idea of an infinite line is a good way to logically and mathematically see two things that are polar opposites of each other. On the one side is good and perfect, and the other side is bad and imperfect. Use the infinite line idea to first examine how to recognize good, perfect health. What comes to your mind? How do you recognize good health? What is your standard for judging good health from bad health? Picture an infinite line out in front of you. Extending to the right end of the infinite line is absolutely perfect health. On the right end of the line, you will live forever and your body will never age, break down, or get ill. Extending to the left end, the infinite line heads off toward worsening health, resulting in disease, illness, aging, and eventually death. However, it's impossible to see either end of the line because both ends go on infinitely out of your view and out of your understanding. This is not a perfect example of perfection versus imperfection, but just an illustration. When you think about an infinite line of health, where are you on that line? Are you where you want to be? There are some things that you can take control of in your life that can push your health to the right side or good health direction of the infinite line. And then there are some not so good choices that push you in the opposite direction to the left end or imperfect end of the infinite health line. These are things like smoking, being very overweight, using illicit drugs, drinking excess alcohol, eating tons of junk food, laying in bed all day, or constant worry and anxiety. You could move toward the right end of the line when you eat a varied, nutrient rich diet of unprocessed foods from all major food groups, maintain a healthy weight, don't take unprescribed things into your body, exercise to keep your body working well, and limit anxiety and worry, which causes stress to all your body systems. Sadly, some people seem to get a raw deal about where they are or where they end up on the infinite line of health. It's not their fault that they suffered a terrible car accident, were born with a heart defect, or were diagnosed with certain cancers or tumors or other problems. Work with what you have and make the best of the health you do have in the moment because it will change for certain, for the better or the worse. Health is not a stable thing. The death rate for humans is still 100%, although there are some differences in life expectancy. For instance, the average life expectancy at birth in the US dropped recently to about 76 years, but in Japan, it's still about 84 years, and in France, it's 82 years. In many African countries, the life expectancy is quite a bit lower, down to age 60 or so. This difference between countries with the highest life expectancy has largely been attributed to dietary differences, but possibly could be due to something else like exercise or lifestyle. The reason that many undeveloped countries have a low life expectancy is generally due to high infant and child mortality. In general, the human body is quite amazing. You have built-in protection in your body for many bad things. For instance, your bones have the ability to heal after breaking, your blood is able to clot to stop you from bleeding to death from a small cut, and your brain is very plastic so that if you lose part of it due to some problem like a stroke, other neurons, like this one, from another part of your brain take over for the damaged neurons. Additionally, you have immune cells roaming your body, constantly looking for and attacking invading germs, monitoring all parts of your body, like your skin at a cut site, your nose, for germs that cause colds and flu, and monitoring your own body cells to make sure that they obey cell rules and cancer can't take hold. Cancer is when cells don't obey cell rules and reproduce in the wrong way. One of the deadliest types of cancer in the US is lung cancer. Lung cancer is almost entirely caused by smoking. It's true that there are some people who get a lung cancer from the cancer traveling to the lung from another part of the body. There are also some inhaled substances that can cause cancer, like asbestos. However, if you smoke, One of the most important things that you can do is to quit smoking. If you smoke, set a small goal to help you quit smoking. There are several methods to quit. One is cold turkey, one is tapering, one is using a nicotine replacement method. Many people have tried to quit multiple times before they actually succeed in quitting smoking. Keep trying, don't give up. The infinite line is also a good way to illustrate another type of standard with perfection at the right end and imperfection at the opposite end, the moral standard. If there is no standard, there is no way to judge a value. On the infinite line, which is a mathematical principle, 0 is in the middle. Negative values proceed to the left, and positive values proceed to the right. In morality, there are values associated with perfect morality. Seeing the standard of perfection, you can now recognize imperfection. Some people are in denial of these basic logical facts. You might have heard, what's true for you is not true for me. But that's a misstatement and one of the very problems in our current society. Truth is truth for everyone. Something is true for everyone or not true for everyone. Take a simple example. This lemon appears yellow to you and yellow to me. The truth is that the lemon is in fact yellow. You can argue that the lemon is purple, but you would be wrong. Back to our infinite line, extending to the right toward perfection, absolute goodness, and absolute sovereignty. On the far right, into infinity, is God, the creator of the heavens and the earth. The line goes on and on, out of our view, and we're unable to see the end of the line. It is against God's perfection that everyone and everything is measured in the world. This is the standard, the most important standard ever to be noticed by humans. It's impossible for a human to achieve perfection in either health or morality. I don't live up to the perfection standard very well, which is distressing. Of course, I'd like to be perfect. But what I can do is admit it. Okay, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, lots of them. I'm going to die. I'm not God. God is, well, God. I'm a tiny little speck of imperfection. This is reality. This is what is lacking in our society today, a recognition that number one, God exists. Number two, God is perfect. And number three, that we, each of us, don't measure up. We are so imperfect. Each of us is so imperfect as measured by the infinite line right in front of us. So while it's a fine idea to try to work to achieve perfection in health or morality, even if you do, it'll be short-lived. Unfortunately, the body breaks down, the body ages and dies. Do consider setting a small spiritual goal for your overall health. Take time to be curious about perfection. Be curious about God. Ask questions. Be open to what you might discover. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, the door will be opened. God is waiting for you to acknowledge Him and His perfection and your imperfection. He will not wait forever. Someday you'll get old and die. That day may come sooner than you think. Connect with God. Just talk to Him. He's waiting for you. Back to our quote from the Apostle James, who was Jesus' half-brother. Do not be deceived, my beloved brethren. Every good thing given and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shifting shadow. For God so loved the world that He sent His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish, but shall have eternal life. You can talk to your infinite and perfect Creator God. He's waiting for you to connect with Him. Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. The idea of an infinite line is a good way to compare two things that are polar opposites of each other. On the far right side, out of view, is perfection, and way off to the far left side, also out of view, is the exact opposite, imperfection. Acknowledge perfection exists, even if you can't see it. Acknowledge your imperfection. Set a goal to connect with perfection, that is, with God. Till next time, this is Claire, old nurse on Old Nurse Knows. If life gives you lemons, make lemonade and then enjoy your lemonade. Visit me on my website at nhnursehealthcoach.org.